Welcome to the Mike Litton Experience Podcast. Mike has over 31 years experience in real estate, finance, and investing. He's passionate about being a father, a teacher, a realtor, an investor, and a leader. Everyone has a story, and our passion is to help them tell it. And now, introducing the host of the Mike Litton Experience, Mike Litton.
So what can you expect from the Mike Litton Experience? You can expect stories that will inspire, motivate, advice that will sharpen your focus, and expert information on real estate, finance, and market conditions.
Seriously, we had no experience. This is really not a good advice to anyone to just go and do it.
Right.
But because we did, and just have to figure out how we can make it work.
Yeah.
We hired a branch manager, and she said that she's going to help us and everything, but didn't work out for me. Then we hired another person who is more, good with working with the agent.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did is I recruited agents.
Yeah.
I went out there. I mean, we are unknown, competing with Coldwell, Century 21 and everything. But I went out there, talked to people, introduced myself, and I had 50 agents in my company.
Wow.
And I recruited that. And my husband at the time, he was good in a one-on-one, but not in a group setting. And I'm kind of like becoming the leader for the group setting.
Right.
But yeah, and I was also an active agent. So imagine my schedule was really bad, right? I've
been there.
I'm helping clients. I'm taking care of agents, making sure the operation and marketing the company. So there's a lot that I was doing, multitasking the whole thing. So I had to leave Tri-City and I went full-time on the company.
Mm-hmm. So how long ago?
There's a lot more story why I left the Tri-City, but that is a decision I made.
That's okay. So how long ago did you leave Tri-City and just work full-time in your own company?
How long ago? I don't even remember. I think it was in 2003, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I went full-time because I got my license on 2005. So that is wrong. So it should be after I got my license. So it would be somewhere around 2006, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere in that time frame.
So about 18 years ago.
Yes.
Okay.
And then after that, we were good. We were closing a lot of deals. Even my husband at the time, he closed a $1 million deal with another agent.
Mm-hmm.
And as a first time, again, we were closing deals, and I was working with Chinese investors. They were buying left and right, and I liked them because they look at me as, okay, what are we going to do with this? And I would make my recommendation and they would take it, and then they'll make a decision and we buy it and we move on to the next one. I love those people. They were quick decision makers. And I was very choosy also who I want to work with at that time. I mean, there is a part of me that, I want to help a lot of people in finding their first home. But if they're not making fast decision, I get impatient. So I try to qualify my clients where, my time is being used, wisely, that, I want to serve other people also. So I have to choose who I want to spend my time with. I remember I had this client, and she was the wife of a higher official from a medical group. And when I showed her 3 homes, I already knew that she's going to be a high maintenance. And I made a decision to give her away to someone else. And that person actually worked with them and showed almost 100 homes.
Wow.
And then finally bought. But I was looking at the profit, based on the time that he spent. It doesn't work for me.
No,
So you got to look at your time and the money that you have to provide. It has to make sense because your time is very valuable. My time is, right now, people that work with me, they pay my time to be with them. So
that's cool. That's cool. So have you owned that company this entire time?
Yeah, we both owned it. And then after we were like in two different direction. I
Okay.
wanted to expand. I wanted to, have different branches and
Mhm.
do franchise. He didn't want to do it. He wanted to downsize it and pretty much close it.
Oh, wow.
So what happened is I, let go of the company, and I decided to, well, it wasn't right away, but I ended up creating my own company.
Mhm.
But I focused on the marketing program, which I think I also discovered about myself that I was good in marketing.
Yeah.
So I created Finest Women in Real Estate. And there was a lot of story between those two things that we were
Mhm.
talking about. I created a nonprofit organization. I created so many relationships. By the time I created the Finest Women in Real Estate, there were so many things that happened in between.
Yeah.
But the Finest Women in Real Estate was an amazing startup for me. And I ended up creating a TV reality show.
Mhm.
And we did a premiere at the ArcLight
Mhm.
Cinema in Hollywood. There was over 150 network distributors.
Wow.
And I got introduced to a TV talk show host from One American Network who ended up mentoring me for a year
Mhm.
in filming TV talk show.
Wow.
So now I actually ended up producing 48 episodes for the Finest Women in Real Estate TV talk show. And then the guys started asking, what about the guys? What about us?
Mhm.
I said, well, what are we going to name it? And um, my partner in the business said, well, what about Real Men of Real Estate?
Mhm.
So as soon as I heard that, after 3 days, it was trademarked. And I talked to him and said, you're the host. I said, me? Yeah, it was your idea. So you're going to have to be the host. So we started the Real Men of Real Estate TV talk show. I
Mhm.
brought this guy from Orange County. He's gorgeous. He's a great real estate broker. It was perfect for the show. His name is
Mhm.
Brian Fox. And he's
Mhm.
got this, kind of like edgy, attitude. Very
Mhm.
little rough in the edge, but he was really smart and passionate about helping people. So I got him in, and then I also had this guy who was I met him at the speakers club in LA,
Mhm.
and he's a commercial development manager, and he is also perfect for the TV, and he has a passion to in the speaking world.
Mhm.
So he came in as one of the real men of real estate, and then also my business partner. He was the three of them. They became like the main host of the show, and they were what is it, convinced that they need to be in a cable network. And so because of that, they said they need to be in a cable net. I worked on this guy from NBC for 1 year
Mhm.
just to get through. And I was able to do it. And we were able to air their show on
Mhm.
NBC here in San Diego, Channel 7. And during the day of Super Bowl, an
Wow.
hour before Super Bowl, I was able to air their show. And so that's what I did. And they were pleased with my work because they asked for it and I got it for them.
That's terrific.
Yes, thank
How
you.
long ago was that?
That was in 2019,
Okay.
before COVID. And so
Yeah.
we aired it, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
We couldn't film because, Brian was with a medical professional, and
Mhm.
he was hearing all these problems with COVID, and he was afraid, and he wasn't really afraid. He was just being cautious that he
Yeah.
doesn't want to get sick. And nobody
I think
knows.
everybody was back then. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody really knows what's going on with COVID at that time. So
Yeah.
he was just being cautious, and he said, I don't think he decided he can't film.
Yeah.
So we just kind of laid back and, just waited until what we need to know. And then someone from the station called me and said, Marie, I want you to be the host of my show. Me?
Wow.
Radio show? I mean, I'm not a host.
Mhm.
And he said, well, he's not looking for very a professional host. He's looking for someone like me. And
Mhm.
I was the right one. And I think the reason why he also called me is because my videographer worked with him, and my videographer said so many great things about me.
Mhm.
And that he was so intrigued, and he did a search on me. He was looking at everything, and he was just determined to get me as his host. And
Wow.
so I said to him, okay, well, I'll give it a shot, but you're going to have to train me. And I can also see that I'm bringing more people into the show. And
Mhm.
he said, whatever you want, Marie, we'll do it. So,
Wow, that's cool.
so we started training on the fabulous lifestyle, and I brought several people that I know it would be great for them. And the funny thing is, one of the people I brought into the show, she was also thinking, I'm not a host. Why, well, I said, well, we're gonna all learn.
Mhm.
And so now she actually has her own radio show. And
Wow,
because
how
of what
cool.
happened with the whole thing. So it developed people from having confidence
Yeah,
from nothing, and now they're running their own radio show. I love that story,
that's very
when
cool.
that happens. And so we started doing Zoom radio shows, and then we ended up doing broadcasting live on the station in Redlands.
Mhm.
And it was so exciting. And then I had the guy from American Idol, Corey Clark, showed up in our first day. So
Wow,
and he even sang a little bit in there. So it was so fun, and that's how it all started.
that's
And I
cool.
created more shows. Like, of course, I created one for Real Men of Real Estate, and then I created one for Fire Up Connect, and one for International Wealth Builders. So
Mhm.
that's what I did in the radio show, but it was so fun.
Mhm. Sounds like it.
Yes.
That's awesome. So does that bring us up to today?
Today, I have so many things that I'm doing. I have an organization called International Wealth Builders Association. This is more for the real estate investors. So
Mhm.
they get educated. We do mastermind, we do online workshops. I'm the director for the Global Society for Female Entrepreneurs, which is also partner with Women of Wealth. So we run those meetings here in San Diego. I am also running the Fire Up Connect, which is a company. It's a business networking group that I
Mhm.
started in 2000. Um, I'm trying to think, it was 2015 or 16, something like that. But
Mhm.
this is we were in-person meetings before, but now they are online because of COVID. And so I have members coming from different states. I have
Yeah.
one from Washington, I have one from Chicago, I have one from um, I have one from Albuquerque, New Mexico. So it's kind of nice to see that there's different people. And so I have a very small group that I work with, and they are also now becoming part of my Fire Up brand business
Mhm.
workshop, which is I do 2 days event where I talk to them about how they build their name, their brand, and their legacy.
Mhm.
That's my 2 day business workshop that I do.
That's cool. Good for you.
And the biggest part of also that I love doing is connecting people for different projects.
Right.
So the largest project is, when I bring in a real estate investor to a real estate land development project. Those are big, big projects that I do. And the others are like other projects, business projects that I
Mhm.
would connect them for whatever they need in their business. So those are little things, but it makes sense for the business entrepreneurs that are needing some resources. So I connect them. I have my own business resources because I have to run my business also. So I
Mhm.
know who to go to. I qualified them. I tested them also to make sure that they are the right people for my business. So I
Right.
have them all lined up for
That's
my own business.
cool. Good for you. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So does that bring us up to today?
Yeah, I mean, everything is still current.
Okay.
I'm running a TV reality show right now I'm working on it with Real Men of Real Estate. That's another
Okay.
show that I wanted to produce. And I'm going to be also filming my own TV show.
Okay.
It will be filmed on October 17th at the DoubleTree Hotel, Mission
Okay.
Valley. And I'm going to be bringing people that wants to be in my show. And I'm working with a couple of actors, movie actors, for the business workshop.
Mhm.
One is he was actually my keynote speaker from the
Mhm.
Fire Live event. Keith Robinson. He
Mhm.
is an amazing, uh, person, down
Mhm.
to earth but very talented. And I met him 7 years ago at the Fashion Week,
Oh, wow.
because I was doing fashion shows
Mhm.
also,
Right.
and I didn't mention that to you, but I was producing fashion shows before, and I
Wow.
was connected in the fashion industry, and I get invited to all of these high-end fashion shows.
Mhm.
And so I sat right next to him.
That's
And
cool.
I invited him to watch one of my fashion shows in the city of Temecula. And he came out. And
Oh.
after 7 years, I reached out to him and I said, hey, do you want to be my keynote speaker? And he said yes.
Mhm.
And I think after that event, he realized that he wants to pursue speaking. So
Yeah.
now where he called me and he wants me to work with him on that.
Mhm.
And so because of that, I communicate to another movie actor who is actually a great speaker. And I talked to him a few days ago. His name is Glenn Morshower.
Mhm.
You know him, right?
No.
He's the actor in CSI, Transformer. He has many movies. You can check him out.
Okay.
But he is a great speaker.
Oh.
More than being a great movie actor, he is a great speaker. I
Mhm.
saw him 10 years ago
Mhm.
in an event where there's thousands of people in there, and he spoke. And
Mhm.
I was just, he got me 100%.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
really good. And for some reason, I was able to connect with him. But at that time, I didn't know what to do with him because
Yeah.
I didn't have any programs.
Right.
But I was connected to him and we got just chat, but I didn't know.
Mhm.
But so after connecting with Keith, I said, I'm going to have to figure out, a better, way to help Keith. And I started thinking about Glenn
Mhm.
Shower. And so I sent him a message and he responded to me.
Mhm.
And then we were doing phone tag for a while because I was, I have some travels that I was in, and he was also filming movies
Mhm.
right now. So, but we finally had a conversation just a few days ago,
Mhm.
and he he understood what I was trying to do, and he showed up at my fire brand workshop
Mhm.
Thursday.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, he would just show up for like a minute and say hi to everybody.
Right.
But he spent over an hour with us
Oh, cool.
teaching the speakers on what they need to do and how it can help them.
Yeah.
That was like crazy. I was like shocked. So we
That's
felt
cool.
we were all blessed by him.
Mhm.
He was so good and everybody was writing down. And I'm just like, I think I was just like so overwhelmed. I didn't know how to react. I was just like going through the process and I have a schedule to take care of. And he's here, over an hour. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was such a blessing.
That's
I
cool.
mean, it's one of those days that it was so magical for me.
So did you write a book?
Yes.
Tell us
It's
about the
called,
book.
yeah, it's called Who Do You Think You Are?
Okay.
And it's about the three things that I teach: build your name, build your brand, and build your legacy.
Okay.
And the book actually is based, the way I did this is I always want people to make it easier for them to remember. And the only way I can think of is if they remember my name, they're going to remember the entire book.
Really?
Yes, because
How does
it's
that
based
work?
on my name. So the build your name is based on my first name, Marie.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 5 chapters in there.
Right.
And the second one is the build your brand, which is based on Antoinette. And my Antoinette doesn't have the I because I'm not from France. Okay. I'm not the Queen Marie Antoinette. So there's no I. And plus, I don't work. This is not about I, it's about we.
Right.
So there you go. A way to
Right.
explain that. And so the last part is called Build Your Legacy.
Yeah.
And it's based on my last name, Waite.
Yeah.
So if they really wanted to remember what I am sharing in the book, they just have to remember those initials and they're going to be able to know what it is.
So build your brand, or build your name, build your brand,
And
build your
build your
legacy.
legacy.
That's awesome.
And in this book, I collected close to 100 testimonials from people in a short period of time. And I was actually overwhelmed too. That the journey of collecting the testimonials was such an incredible experience for me because I didn't know how they feel about me. And
Yeah.
they just wrote big, long paragraphs of
Yeah.
testimonial. And so I realized that this testimonial is perfect for the people that are reading the book, because it shows what I'm talking about in terms of the content. This is the proof of what I was sharing.
Right.
So what else can you give them if you have the information and you have the proof of what you're talking about? It's there. It is
Right.
it is what it is. So I don't have to prove anything to people because they gave me the proof.
Right.
All the testimonials was just amazing. And I also found some few things that I need to fine tune with my relationship after reading those testimonials.
Yeah.
And I realized that I could do more or I could do less,
Mhm.
whatever it is, So it really gave me a learnings in terms of collecting the testimonials. That was the best part of the
Yeah.
book for
Yeah.
me.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Good for you.
Thank you.
So if somebody wants to get into speaking, you can teach them to do that?
No, what I do is I actually help in terms of finding a company who's going to pay them to speak.
Okay.
I'm like a booking agent.
Okay.
But for me to teach
But
them,
do you train them too? I mean, do you?
I train them in a way that I know because I've spoken in so many different groups. So it's what I know. But I also bring I'm hoping that Glenn Morshower is gonna come up with some speakers program that can
Okay.
help him because he is really successful and powerful. And I want the best for the speakers who wants to work with me. I mean, I think I'm good. I can carry my own speaking. I can captivate the audience. I know how to engage and I know how to do interactive workshop, but I think Glenn was the best one I can come up with for everyone. And they deserve to have the best.
Yeah.
And I would still be able to share whatever I know. I will share that with them, but I think they need to have this kind of people who can mentor them and make them better speakers because they have an obligation in this world to be powerful and to be able to share their message and their talent and their experiences.
Yeah.
They need to have the best.
I agree with that. So the book is Who Do You Think You Are?
Yes.
There's the Real Men of Real Estate that you're working on, a radio show, I think, and you also have a television show you're working on. There's the Finest Women in Real Estate. Is that also a television program you're working on?
So we did the TV reality show way back on Finest Women in Real Estate, but I'm more concentrating on Real Men of Real Estate at this time. Yes.
And then you're also, it sounds like preparing people or training people to speak, and then you're also booking them on speaking gigs.
That's my
that
goal
kind of
this
thing?
year. That's my goal. I made a decision to do that, which, again, the kind of person I am is, if I have a goal, I'm going to learn how to do it. I'm going to make it happen. So I can't promise anything, but, for me, I'm making a promise to myself.
I got you.
I'm going to make it happen.
And then are you still active in real estate too?
No, I only am active in real estate when it comes to the commercial connections. So I connect people, investors to real estate projects.
Gotcha.
So it's a lot easier for me because time-wise, it's better for me.
Yeah.
And I can do all these projects without being tied. So I don't do residential real estate anymore.
Yeah.
I only do the big stuff for the commercial where I make the connections.
I got you. Is there anything else you're doing?
Anything else? I enjoy being around people.
Yeah.
I love friendship. The book launch was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was about 20 people that showed up because it was raining hard. But we shared information about each other. I talked to everyone, what I think of each one. And they talk about their relationship with me. Yeah. And so one of my friends sent me a text message and she said, Marie, your meeting was amazing. It was heartfelt, but I was wondering where you're going to get to the book release because I totally forgot about the book and I was focused on the people. Yeah. But, it is there. You can go to Amazon.com and you just find Who Do You Think You Are, Marie Antoinette Waite. You need to include that because there's so many Who Do You Think You Are in there for different reasons. But I am, that is the book. And I have also.
We'll put a link to the book on your description for the episode.
What's that?
We'll put a link to your book, the Amazon link. We'll put that on your description.
Okay.
For the episode.
Yes.
So, and then we'll put your website in there too.
Thank you.
We're happy to do
Yeah,
it.
I hope that, whoever buys the book, I just want them to put their honest feedback so I
Yeah.
can fine tune and make it better. The thing is, as people ask me, do you want to make your book a best-selling book?
Mhm.
And I know the game. I don't want to be in a game where, it is not authentic, that people are just buying just because it's, only easy to
Right.
get. I
Right.
want people to really intentionally buy the book because it will help them.
Right.
So I'm not here to be the best-selling author. I'm here for you to check out the book and see if it's going to give you enough information to increase your business. And if you need me to clarify more, I'm here to connect and to communicate with them because I want the best for them.
Yeah.
Again, whatever I can do to help them, and it has to be efficient also in terms of my time and their time to
Mhm.
make it valuable for both.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. That's awesome. So if somebody wants to get into speaking, they need to reach out to you because you can help get them booked. You can help them get marketed, that kind of thing. And then Real Men of Real Estate you're working on, which is a TV show. You're also working on, or you have this book called Who Do You Think You Are? Are you still married?
No, I am divorced.
Are you? Okay.
But I am happy with where I am in life. I think
Yeah.
I'm going to be traveling a lot. That's
Yeah.
what I'm envisioning with myself. I do have a partner that supports me and, give me good company. So we're good with where we're at. But, he knows that I'm very ambitious in where I want to go.
Mhm.
So if he's with me, then he's with me. And if not, it's okay.
Yeah.
But we're both serving people. We're doing really good with our own profession.
Mhm.
And so that's where we are.
Well, good for you. Good for you. I'm excited for you. Is
Thank
there
you.
anything else you want to cover before we wrap up?
I just want people to really understand that, they have amazing stories. They
Mhm.
have great experiences, and sometimes they don't know that that is part of what they need to share to people.
Yeah.
And from my last two business workshop, there were some powerful people in there, and they didn't realize that part of their past was something that they need to add as part of who they are.
That's
So
exactly why we do this
yeah.
podcast.
Yes, exactly. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my stories too. But yeah, that's what I just wanted to share to everyone.
Yeah. I love your story.
Thank you.
And thank you for being our guest on the Mike Litton Experience. It's been a lot of fun. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you.
Thanks, Fernie.
We hope you enjoyed another episode of the Mike Litton Experience. If you did, do us a favor, smash that subscribe button, tell your friends, family, and coworkers about our program, and wherever you get your podcasts, please leave us a rating. It helps us to connect with quality people just like you.
And that's a wrap. Another episode of the Mike Litton Experience in the books. Reach out to Mike on Instagram at Litton Realty. Want to meet with Mike? Check out calendly.com/Rio760.